Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Sakshi Mandwal. Let me start by wishing all of you a very happy International Women's Day. Welcome to HT Studio, Livogen Iron Woman, an initiative by PGHL to empower women, which is a special session by P&G Health towards educating women on iron deficiency and ways to overcome them, thereby empowering the iron woman. In this session, we will talk about a key health issue that a lot of young girls and women in our country face: iron deficiency anemia, which is also known as IDA. According to the recent National Family Health Survey, NFHS 5, 57% women in this age group, in fact, in the age group of 15 to 49 years, are anemic, and a staggering 59% of adolescent girls suffer from anemia. Iron deficiency has been identified as a leading cause of anemia in over 52% of pregnant women, posing serious health risks for the mother and the unborn child. What is anemia? In simple terms, when the body's red blood cell count falls below the normal range, an individual is said to have anemia. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body, so their deficiency impacts the normal functioning of the entire body. The effects of anemia are felt not only on a person's health, but also results in decreased work productivity and poor quality of life. This is why it becomes important to inform people about the symptoms of iron deficiency anemia and encourage them to seek timely medical advice. Joining me today for this important discussion are our guests Pooja Makhija, nutritionist, functional practitioner, author, entrepreneur, and mother of two teenagers, and Mr. Milind Thatte, Managing Director, P&G Health India. Welcome on board, Pooja and Milind. Over the next few minutes, I would like to tell our viewers about the symptoms of iron deficiency anemia, how it affects women, its long-term implications, and how diet and iron supplements can help manage it. My first question today, Pooja, is going to be addressed towards you. I would like to start the session by asking what exactly is iron deficiency? And also at the same time, if you could tell our viewers that what are the most common symptoms that women with iron deficiency seem to face or would be facing?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me on board of this esteemed panel. It is indeed a very important topic to be addressing because iron deficiency is so prevalent and still so silent that the sufferer really doesn't realize what he or she is going through. And it's very important in terms of imparting information so that we can help most people live the best quality of their life. So first and foremost, what exactly is iron deficiency anemia? So iron is a very important mineral that is required in our body. It occurs in two forms. One is the functional iron and the other is the storage iron. I would very easily classify this as saying when we have money in our bank and we have money in our pockets, right? So the functional iron is the money in your pocket and the storage iron is the money in your bank. Now, as iron gets depleted or as my money becomes deficit, it can become deficit. Firstly, my bank account becomes smaller and smaller. Sometimes my bank account can be smaller, but my pockets can still be full. But slowly and steadily, once the iron reserves become depleted, so does the hemoglobin. That is when the hemoglobin goes down, it is known as anemia. So when I have no money in my pocket, I'm broke. But I can still have money in my bank. But when I have no money in my bank is when I say there is iron deficiency anemia. Why I'm specifying this is there are many times that iron deficiency anemia can exist even without anemia. So my bank can be depleted, but my pockets can still have some pre-loaned or borrowed money. It's just as simple as that. So that is iron deficiency anemia. Extremely crucial for us to identify. So what are the symptoms that you should be looking out for? First and the most easily detectable symptom is paleness. Okay, there'll be extreme pallor in your skin, on your gums, on your lower lips, on your inside of your eyelids, these are all supposed to be pink, but when you are iron deficit, these are all very, very pale. Brittle nails, hair fall, massive amount of hair fall in spite of doing everything well in terms of good hair care. But now what tends to happen is, since the iron levels or the hemoglobin levels in my blood have become lesser, and hemoglobin is the carrier of oxygen. So now, since the carrier has become lesser, I have to take more breaths to be able to deliver the oxygen all throughout my heart. Okay, so there's shortness of breath, there is a high heart rate. Why? Because my body has to pump that much more blood to be able to supply the oxygen to all the millions of cells required by my body. So I get tired. Now, pumping your heart pumping extra is a very easy sign that I get tired, fatigued all the time. Most of us blame this on our hectic lifestyles because we have so much that we try to pack in a day. But you wake up in the morning, you have a little bit of battery for the first 1 hour, and then you're tired again, which is not the way it's supposed to be. That could be a very clear sign to show that you must check your levels and seek attention. Okay, but most of us ignore these symptoms. Okay, most of us think that fatigue is part and parcel of our hectic, chaotic lifestyles, and therefore do not address the issue. But here is where you need to meet a nutritionist, a doctor, change your diet, add on a little bit of oral supplementation, because you want to be able to do everything in your life. You don't want to live a life of poorer quality. And just improving your iron levels or your hemoglobin levels can give you that zest, that pep to be able to do everything you want in the day.
That's very beautifully answered, Pooja. In fact, I do hope that all the viewers who are listening to this, you now realize the importance of not being iron deficient. And also you understand that what are the basic symptoms. If you happen to be facing any one of these symptoms, then as our nutritionist Pooja Makhija just pointed out, it's time for you to get your iron levels definitely checked. I'll now be coming towards Milindji. Milind, I'll just be asking the first question towards you, that we all know that as one of India's leading consumer health companies. So can you tell us a little more about what are some of P&G's health efforts in this space specifically?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Sakshi. If you look at Procter & Gamble Health, we are one of the leading vitamin mineral supplement, or VMS as the category is called, company in the country. We manufacture as well as market various vitamin mineral supplement products, basically with the aim of improving the lifestyle, make it more healthier, improve the quality of life. So as part of that entire portfolio, we also have iron supplements as part of our portfolio, which we offer for the consumers. But apart from just marketing or selling the product, we are also focused on improving awareness about iron deficiency anemia, especially on diagnosis, treatment, and also creating a portfolio. So one of our leading brand in the portfolio is Livogen, which is the #1 recommended brand by the doctor, which also has prescription as well as non-prescription products, SKUs in that entire portfolio. Now, Livogen is basically, it aims to help India break free from deficiency by raising awareness at every level. So we work at basically 3 different levels. One is at the healthcare practitioner, the second is at the pharmacy level, and the third one is at the consumer level. When it comes to consumer, we believe that since the prevalence of anemia is at the national level is almost 59%. That's not my figure, but that's the government figure. So you can imagine the situation that we are in. So keeping that in mind, we actually have been doing a school program called Yuvati, which is for adolescent girl. And this is a program through which we basically get a healthcare practitioner to the schools where they can actually address the issue. They can create a lot of awareness. And what we have seen is, there's a tremendous engagement between the audiences with these healthcare practitioners. So that is one level where we actually work towards the improving awareness with the consumers. The other level that we work with is basically improving scientific learning and knowledge exchange program for medical practitioners, which includes diagnostic workshop, which also includes continuing medical education program. And we do this through not just national, but also through global programs. We have our own global programs through which we do this. The next program I talked about is the pharmacy level. Now, as we all know, pharmacy is another trusted healthcare professional, so to say, where many times where people want to skip a doctor's or a nutritionist guidance, they straight away reach out to a pharmacist and they will ask for, what can I take because of I see these kind of symptoms. So we launched a pharmacist awareness program last year, where we have been creating a lot of awareness among the pharmacist community, so that there are two factors there. Either they are able to help the consumer with the right kind of product, or they should at least take a stand that, okay, you need a professional help. Why don't you reach out to a doctor or a nutritionist who can perhaps address the issue in a more holistic way. So that's one way of looking at it, that you have the touch points where the consumers are given the right kind of direction. And then, of course, we use the media. Your own program is here to, create a lot of awareness about anemia among the consumers.
Thank you so much, Milind. It's good to know actually how much P&G is doing in this space about creating awareness about the importance of iron deficiency, anemia. But now I would now like to move to Pooja once again. Pooja, what I want to now ask you is that a lot of studies have shown that iron deficiency anemia is definitely at a higher level in women and children, especially adolescents. So are women actually at a higher risk for iron deficiency anemia? And if that is the case, what do you see are the major reasons behind that?
60% of women are likely to be having iron deficiency. Okay, 60%. Now that's not a small number. That's huge. Literally, every alternate girl you see could be iron deficit. Okay, now that's magnificently a high number, and that also has to go through many reasons, because a woman goes through so many various cycles in her life, each of them being a high demand on the mineral of iron. Okay. Now, I'm not saying iron deficiency cannot affect everyone. It can affect every single human being. But women are far more likely because we have higher needs at different stages and ages of our lives. Okay. Starting from adolescence to pregnancy, lactation. These are all stages where the demand is more, but somehow the supply isn't matching up, which is why iron deficiency is setting in. Okay, so understanding these cycles in a woman's life can be a very clearer method of being able to say, okay, you look like you could be a target to iron deficiency. One such age group is adolescence. Firstly, during adolescence, there is rapid growth. Okay, now whenever there is a spurt, means there is height, there is weight. So all the more reasons why you need more oxygen. More oxygen means more hemoglobin means more iron. It's very simple to understand. कि demand बढ़ गई है, इसीलिए supply has to be very, very crucially monitored. So adolescence is one such stage. Now, in adolescence, not only there's growth, but there's also the beginning of menstruation. Now, menstruation is a direct way of iron loss, especially for females. Now, even adolescent boys are prone to iron deficiency, but adolescent girls are higher prone to iron deficiency because of menstrual loss that is occurring on a monthly basis throughout her reproductive cycle in life. So that's where we need to focus. Also, in adolescence, how we look becomes a very crucial factor for most girls and boys. Looking lean and beautiful, and therefore skipping meals, not having such a wholesome diet, access to so much junk food, and therefore negligence of healthy food. These are all reasons why deficiency is peaking. So demand is more, but supply for some reason is not being matched up, or is actually lesser than even normal. Because I say this from personal experience, because both my daughters are in that stage. So for both of them, how we look is really very important. Now, luckily for them, they have a mama who knows how to stuff them with the iron and make sure that the supplements are taken well. But that's the awareness we want to create. You don't really need to be a nutritionist to be the most perfect mom to take care of your child's need. That is why efforts such as these are being made, so that we can educate each and every mother to have these alert signs and be able to take care of their children. So adolescence is one such stage. The other one then comes at pregnancy. Now, pregnancy, there is a growing fetus in your body who also requires blood supply, laying down of all the trillions of blood cells, organ development. Now, extremely high demand. And again, a risk area where usually we see a lot of deficiencies. iron deficiencies during pregnancies can be fatal, not only to the baby, but as well as to the mother. It may lead to premature birth of the baby. It may lead to low body weight of the baby, higher risks of infections to the baby, blood loss during delivery, and therefore bad health of the mother postnatal. So iron is a very, very crucial mineral that must be monitored during this stage. The next stage, of course, is lactation, where there is a lot of demand again, because we are making breast milk. We are the factory to produce milk for the child. Literally, everything the child is eating is manufactured within the mother's body. Again, demand is very, very high. And having iron deficiency can affect the quality, the quantity of the milk that the mother can feed her baby. So again, a risk area, a risk group where alertness, awareness must be very, very strongly focused on. And all women at these ages must look for, of course, a balanced diet, but many a times just a balanced diet cannot do justice to the higher demand we have. Adolescence, pregnancy, lactation, the demand is really high to be able to match it up with only a balanced diet, and therefore supplements are very, very crucial. And you must speak to your doctor or nutritionist and definitely find the right one. The right one is also very, very crucial. I'll come to that in my next segment. But having a good quality of iron really makes a difference, because then your body is able to absorb it and utilize it.
Thank you, Pooja, for answering that so beautifully and so aptly, at the same time also talking about your daughters and telling us how you make sure that they take the right amount of nutrients, especially iron, that is very essential in adolescence. This goes to, in fact, show that it's very important for all the viewers, especially for all the females who have tuned into our show today, to make sure that you're taking the necessary amount of iron in your body, and also to keep a check that your iron intake on a regular basis is meeting the needs of your body. And not just for yourself, but also please make sure that people around you also take the necessary iron supplements and the basic iron requirement that a body requires, especially in the case of women. But as we say that wealth and health, they should always start from you. So health is the priority over here. Make sure that you start looking after your health first. Only then can you look out for the health of the other people in your environment. This brings me to the next question, Milind, towards you. I would want to know that in light of what we have just heard, how do we ensure that more women are encouraged to watch out for the symptoms of iron deficiency anemia? Also, since we were just talking about the campaigns that P&G Health has been taking in this space, we would want to know that have there been any recent initiatives or campaigns towards raising an awareness about iron deficiency anemia?
Yes, so we also come from this belief that unless the awareness at a mass level is raised, people wouldn't seek the right kind of guidance and right kind of advice. And as Pooja was also talking about, sometimes the anemia symptoms are not so clearly visible, so people just carry on with the life without realizing that this can really lead to a much severe problem as you progress with that disease. So what we have been committed is that we must partner with the right professionals here, and therefore in November last year we actually partnered with FOXI, which is the Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India. It's a leading organization of medical practitioners, and the whole idea was to create a Guinness World Record. What was this whole record about was to encourage people, including medical practitioners, pharmacists also, to give their commitment towards bringing that awareness and breaking free from iron deficiency anemia. We found a fantastic support coming from healthcare professionals, pharmacists, as well as some of the professionals who were involved in this particular area. We also continue to work on consumer education program via our influencer program, which is basically used in creating again influences towards symptoms, addressing symptoms of anemia and how do you actually identify. In fact, some of our previous campaigns, we actually rolled out stories of women who have actually done a lot in their sphere of life, which is in beauty, in lifestyle, in sports, or in health, wellness, nutrition, fashion, because each of them, they were able to actually talk about how healthy nutrition, and especially if you address anemia properly in your life, how it can really help you in overcoming the physical barriers, and therefore deliver much better on your life. I also talked about Yuvati program previously. So under Yuvati program, so as of today, Sakshi, I'm really pleased to share with the audience here, we have actually reached out to more than 20,000 girls. And thanks to Pooja, who has been also our partner in the Yuvati program. She herself has also been involved in these programs, where we educate girls, from 15 to 18 years of age about iron deficiency, anemia, menarche, dietary advices, as well as symptom identification. In fact, the International Women's Day that just went, we actually aim to continue drawing attention on this issue through our social media campaign that we have launched, using popular influencers, healthcare professionals, nutritionists, to really bring about that entire awareness. And as I said, this is an issue which is close to our heart. So we're not here only marketing our brand, but we have to look at overall wellness among the masses, and that is where we are working towards.
Thank you so much, Milind. It's indeed great to know for all the initiatives and campaigns that P&G Health has been taking in this space. Pooja, this brings me to the next question, which would be a very important one, in fact, which is what are the long-term implications of unmanaged iron deficiency anemia? And along with that, also, if you could tell our viewers that when do you think is the right time for a person to go visit the doctor, especially in the case of an iron deficiency? And the third and the important thing that I want to know from you would be that how important a role do supplements and food intake play in making sure that a female is not iron deficient?
Answering your first segment, what are the long-term implications? The long-term implications are massive. It's iron deficiency seems like something that can be so simple, but can have such a huge impact on your quantity and quality of life that it is. I'm so happy to be part of a campaign that is bringing to the forefront this issue, because we really must help our children and our women. If we are saying 60% of women in this age group are iron deficit, but it literally reduces the potential of what you can bring to your family, to your society, to your office, all of that. So it can have huge long-term implications, but those which are scary, or the ones that we sadly see in those that are not helped with good quality of iron, especially during the pregnancy stages. Like I was saying, it really can be dangerous for the mother as well as for the growing fetus. We see that babies are born prematurely, babies are born with a lower body weight, they have increased risks of infections, they have lowered immunity. Today, immunity is the key word for all of us, okay? And all of us want to have our bubble to protect ourselves from the various viruses, from the various infections, from the various diseases. And having iron deficiency just puts your body at a higher risk to be able to catch all these infections. When you must go to the doctor, if you see even 2 or 3 of these signs that are so commonly debilitating you or preventing you from leading the best quality of your life. For example, your hair is massively falling, you get tired very easily, the shortness of breath by climbing one flight of floors, you feel cold very fast, your extremities are always very cold, although the temperature is not so cold. That's another very important one. Also, one very important one is you get headaches very often. I have skipped this out initially. You get headaches very often for no rhyme or reason. You're eating on time. It's not that you're massively stressed, but you're getting headaches very frequently. Now, these are all these seem like very common symptoms, and we always tend to blame it on chaotic lifestyles, more screen time, but our body's trying to give us a sign. Please remember, the thing is, we've forgotten to listen to our bodies. We listen far more to our mobile phones. We know the beep between an email and a WhatsApp, and even when it's on silent, we know those signs. but we're not listening to the signs of our body. Hair fall is a sign that a body is saying, hey, hello, give me more iron. Falling sick very often is a sign. Paleness is a sign. All of these are beeps that our body is giving us, but we are sadly just not listening to it. Listen to these signs, people. Please help yourselves being able, and it's so easy to help yourself. Following a balanced diet, including more of dark green leafy vegetables, including more of vitamin C, which improves the absorption of iron in your diet, using iron fortified foods, using nuts, using dried fruits, dates, apricots, using meat to give you the heme form of iron. So it's not so difficult to get iron into your diet. Drink 1 glass of raw vegetable juice, like I always recommend. Put some palak, spinach, carrot, beetroot, make a glass of fresh vegetable juice, squash a little bit of lime in it to improve the absorption of the iron. Drink a glass of vegetable juice every day. It's not only great for your iron levels, it's great for your skin, it's great for your digestive system. So there are simple ways in terms of diet, but like I said, when the demand is higher, please don't shy away from iron supplements. Iron supplements become a very crucial wheel to be able to drive your car to good levels of safety. Using good quality iron, like I was mentioning, is a very key word. And why I like Livogen is because it comes with a combination of zinc as well as folic acid. Now, we don't only need iron to make hemoglobin. We also need other little aids that go hand in hand, hold each other's hand, and therefore make the absorption of this iron into the human body more effective, which is why I like Livogen. And I'm so happy to be part of Yuvati, which is an adolescent girl campaign, because maybe it's just close to my heart having adolescent girls. But having said that, as a nutritionist, when I see how much difference something as little as iron can make to what potential you can live your life, I'm just a crusader for able to. I'm so happy to be part of this plan, because it takes my voice to be able to help people, and that's my goal. I believe every human being has been put on earth for a specific reason. My reason is to be able to help people live better quality of lives with better food and nutrition. And I'm extremely happy to be part of this campaign. So I hope all of you who are listening today can improve your quality of life, your potential in life, your emotional stability, your functional stability, by being able to lead better quality lives by having balanced diet and using some form of supplementation as and when required.
Thank you, Pooja. In fact, a very heartfelt thank you for all the useful information that you have provided our viewers and to us also today. It's been indeed great knowing for all the efforts that you're doing in creating awareness, especially about iron deficiency and its importance. And at the same time, for all the information that you just passed on to our viewers about how can one make sure that in case you are facing an iron deficiency, when are the trigger signs, what steps need to be taken, and also at the same time, how important a role does the diet play in making sure that your iron levels are not deficient, especially in the case of women. We're at the fag end towards just closing the session now. So my last question for the session would be addressed towards Milind. Milind, I would like to bring you into the discussion now, just to ask you that since it's International Women's Day, do you have any special message for all the women out there who have joined into the session of ours to listen to both you special people today in the session?
Yeah, sure. At P&G Health, we believe in empowering women, not just on Women's Day, on every day. That's what is our motto. And by offering products that help improve health and well-being. We will continue our endeavor towards empowerment of iron women, I should say, and enable them to stay healthy. As a responsible company, a corporate house, our efforts and commitments are towards building, a day where you have a country which is really free from anemia in the real sense. Till then, I would like to remind our viewers and consumers to be aware about symptoms. Pooja was kind enough to really list out all the symptoms, and I'm sure, if people are able to really look at those symptoms like fatigue, lethargy, weakness, and also she talked about a lot of immunity. I think, we should be as professionals together, we should be able to address this hot topic of iron deficiency anemia very, very strongly. So here's wishing all of you, the Livogen Iron Women, a happy Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Milind. In fact, this has been truly a very, very informative session. And once again, to P&G Health, thank you for all the initiatives you are taking also in this space towards creating awareness about iron deficiency anemia. And once again, my heartfelt thank you to both Milind and Pooja for taking out your valuable time to actually be a part of this session and address a very important topic, that is IDA, which is iron deficiency anemia. And of course, also for being a part of HT She Studio, Livogen Iron Women, an initiative by PGHN to empower women. On that note, to all our viewers who have joined into this session, thank you so much for joining in. Happy International Women's Day to all the women who joined with us in this session. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back very soon once again with another informative session for all of you. Thank you for joining in. Goodbye.